Welcome back to Instant Replay Live. We've made a friend,
What's up,
and
bro?
we're going to try to keep each other warm. What'd you say?
What's up, bro?
Oh,
So they talk like,
okay.
oh, bro,
This
bro.
looks kind of rough, though. We're very cold, and I thought we would be able to charge each other, but we're not.
But it does help a little bit. You know, you can do little hops and stuff.
We should probably sleep in a bunk together. Oh, wait. I was personifying all of them as female, and now that seems weird.
Wait,
Never mind.
Are you female?
Huh?
Are you female?
Yes, I'm female.
I think there is something a little feminine. Oh, I just had a huge S whistle. I think there is something a little feminine to their look in general, but not to the point where I would assume necessarily. Like, I would lean towards saying that these characters are female.
See, that's interesting, because I felt like, and it's probably just, again, me putting myself in the shoes of the character, but I felt like it was fairly non-gender specific until I saw... Oh, that's not good. Is it? Okay, it's not. Oh, no! Oh, my God! Whoa! Just get up and shake that off. I think my friend gave up on me.
So to your left there,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll say that and no more.
Okay. I was saying that I was thinking of them as fairly non-gender specific until I saw and I don't want to, the white one the tall one that
Seems matriarchal, perhaps.
seemed what?
Matriarchal.
Yes, matriarchal. Yes, I thought you said patriarchal, and I was going to say no, the opposite. But yeah, definitely felt more feminine than my character, and that's just just nothing really. Like
Nixie's gender.
that was our Nixie's gender segment. You'll get to hear more of those coming up. It's a whole new jingle we've worked into the show.
I'm gonna do that now. Just game and just be like, Nixie's gender, and you're gonna have to tell me, what do you think? Is this a man or woman? What kind of beard, Joe?
It's a stone obelisk.
Yeah, but does it have a stone dick or a stone Kujini?
Could you?
Elliot in the morning has
yeah.
given me this great thing. Elliot is a Richmond, Virginia.
No, he's national. He's DC actually, but he
Okay.
broadcasts. I think he gets broadcast nationally.
Okay,
But he's DC, he's Virginia based.
I would have never
DC
heard him
based.
without local radio, like tuning in that way. But he refers to the female anatomy of the groin as a Kujini. And I think that's great.
I'm glad you do.
Elliot is one of those guys. He has built this character that you love to hate.
Yes.
Which is so bizarre. Like, what a weird idea for a radio show host. But it's kind of great. Like, he's
pretty
different.
typical for radio show hosts, I would say.
No, and sometimes I just hate radio show hosts. Like, I
Yes.
just think their ego just feels bizarre. But like,
So you're saying you love him, and that's weird.
because I enjoy his show and I enjoy his character now, like his personality, his character, whatever you're gonna call it. But he's so dumb sometimes, and he's such an asshole sometimes. But what he does so well
But aren't
is that
we too?
well, but like
dumb
Elliot does something.
sometimes.
Elliot does something that is very different, where he's like he latches onto this concept that is just slightly outlandish, and he defends it to a T.
Yeah,
he's
and
like,
he defends it well sometimes.
he does, but like that's the great thing is that
Sometimes.
he no matter how hard the argument is to defend, he'll stick to his guns and he'll act like he's always right. Like he puts on this air of, well, I'm correct, and like
Yeah.
no matter what evidence is put in front of him,
Yeah.
he's stuck to this position, and it's frustrating, but it's also great because he's the best devil's advocate there is.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's actually convinced me of things that were like.
Did you have an example? Because I don't.
I'm trying to think. There was this one that was like, is it worse to be a woman taking care of a guy who forgets, or a person who forgets to take care of a person?
I heard that episode.
Yeah. So is it worse to be the person who forgets every day, or the person who takes care of the person who forgets every day?
And he made you think the person who's taken care of is in the worst situation.
Yeah. And it took me a lot of time to like come to that conclusion. But it's like, man, you have no life if you couldn't wake up every day and remember. But to be the person bearing the real weight of it.
The person forgets. The other person has to remember all of the other person forgetting.
And that totally just like hit me. I was like, that's Elliot's right. Shit. That's the only time I could think of that he convinced me.
No, that was a great example, and I also remember hearing it too, and I felt pretty similarly because like I was with like his co-hosts, Diane and Tyler, and they're like, "No, of course the person who has the affliction is in the worst, case scenario." But You kind of have to consider everybody.
They also, as a trio, Elliot, we're gonna have to like hashtag them, be like, watch this episode. We talked about you guys. They have a great like weird like foil trio where Elliot is kind of foiled by both of them in different ways.
Kind of
like
foiled by? Is that
yeah,
what you said?
like a character foil kind of thing.
And then
like,
at different times too.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll team up on each other.
Yes.
It's weird. Yeah.
They have a great tri-dynamic.
Yeah.
Trinamic.
Trinamic. So this is all about that radio show that none of you have ever heard of, probably.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, back to Joe's hating them, though, like, or I mean, loving to hate them, he is also an asshole. Like,
sure.
As much as I listen to his show anytime I have to be in the car in the morning. So if I'm going to get breakfast or heading into the office, I listen to it. Like, I enjoy it. But also, he's crude. He's
crass.
Like, oh, so crass. Anytime a woman calls in, he'll just say, like, I've got one question for you. And then he'll be like, anal?
Yeah!
And it's like, you gross asshole. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I kind of enjoy those conversations. Like
the women generally know what they're calling into,
yeah.
so they kind of find it funny. But what about the ones who are like new callers and who haven't experienced him before? Should I have gone? No.
You go whatever way you want to go, Nick. It's your journey.
I'm all right. I'm okay. They know mostly, but what about the one who doesn't and is just like super offended by that? You know, like
excuse me.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time I've seen that happen though. So.
No, they're usually they laugh it off. Sometimes they'll answer, sometimes they don't answer.
But it's, I mean, like it's this is. I think that people are too easily offended. And
it's true.
I think more than just that, like there are times when people should be offended, but I think they shouldn't. Like, I think the truth about being offended is you have to choose to be offended. And it's rough because sometimes people are just being dicks, but sometimes people are just trying to make jokes out of being dicks, or just trying to have fun with things that are normally dickish. And you just gotta like choose. Like, it's not gonna hurt if I just don't get offended here. And I've always had, like, I would be the kind of person to walk around with friends and, like, embarrass them by being a little bit too crass, because it's fun to see how they react. Like, some people are like, oh, he's just being Joe. Or some people are like, oh, don't do that, I can't be seen with you.
And then sometimes you just walk up to people and say, hey.
And sometimes you just walk up to people and say, hey. But, you know, I did it partially because, not just to be random, but because I liked to see the way that people reacted to things that were, like, out of their comfort level. Because it's just such a weird thing to see how people tick.
Yeah,
fundamentally, like, but I think people would be happier if they just
chilled out. Like this guy right now.
He's so chill. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger chill.
Chill out. What I can't think of anything other than freeze.
Ice Age. Ice Age at some point. I can't remember any of his puns now. Wow.
Yeah, I used to be able to quote that whole thing.
God, I'm glad you can't, because it's a horrible movie.
All right, let me wait here for a little while. It's terrible, but it has, like, the merit of being terrible, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's good terrible.
I'm offended by it. I choose to be offended by that movie.
But not Kajini's.
I want a shirt that says, I choose to be offended.
Oh, that is good.
I want to give that out to people, actually. I want to have those on hand, so I can just be like...
Is that an alternate path? Like, if I fall, can I go there?
Maybe. Yes, it is.
Am I going to have to? Is it not an alternate path? Is it the only path?
No, you can go that way. You just got to time it right.
Okay. Let's give it another second here.
But, man, I need like, a handout for people that get offended. Just be like, here's my card. And it just says, you got offended. 1-800-SO-SALTY.
So salty. No.
You just gotta turn that corner.
I made it.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
Hardcore. Parkour.
That's the best episode of The Office. Oh. I'm not...
Dude, I can't believe you just ran across that.
Oh, I didn't know where else to go.
I mean, I thought you were gonna be able enough. You just made it.
Okay.
Well, hey, Nick, before you do this, let's just take a moment.
That was nicely punctuated by a thunderbolt there that you couldn't hear, Joe.
Yeah, because we're getting really close to the end here, and I think this is just a good place to, like, time the end of the episode. So Tell me real quick, what are your thoughts on this game so far? What are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, on the plot, you mean? Because I love the game.
Just tell me whatever comes to mind.
The experience is exactly what I needed today, the catharsis. The thoughts on the plot... I feel like you can't save everyone. Like, I'm not headed towards victory unless unless it's some kind of sacrifice. Like, this feels like I'm being sent to fix something possibly, or I was like preordained to fix something, but I either won't succeed or I won't live through succeeding. That's about all I've got.
Let's find out next time on Instant. Nick plays Journey and talks about it live.
Wow, wow. Really kick it. Kick
Yo,
it.
plans, free stroke, Sonic Golf.
Sonic Golf.